You know that feeling when someone walks into a room like they own the entire universe? That's Rachel Zegler at Evita rehearsals. And honestly, it was giving main character syndrome from day one. The crew tried rolling with her energy at first. Maybe she was just passionate, right? Maybe bringing some spark to the legendary Eva Peron role. But eventually, passion started looking like a straight-up hostage situation, and everyone backstage was low-key over it. From the outside, this casting looked inspired as hell. Rachel landing Eva Peron, the role that built careers and won Tonys, should have been her golden ticket out of Disney princess jail. Theater blogs were calling it genius. People were genuinely rooting for her redemption arc. This was supposed to prove she wasn't just social media hype. Behind the curtain, pure chaos from jump. The whispers started small, showing up late to rehearsals, brushing off vocal coaches like they were background extras, randomly switching choreography mid-performance because apparently she was reinventing Broadway on the fly. At first, people gave her grace. Big stars have big personalities, FR. But Rachel allegedly decided Evita needed a full revolution, not just tweaks. Less musical theater, more personal manifesto. Sources say she'd challenge the director during blocking sessions with gems like, "You don't understand Eva like I do," and "This scene needs to reflect feminine rage." Bold ideas? Cool. Turning every rehearsal into a battlefield? Not it. Soon the entire cast was walking on eggshells. You couldn't correct her, couldn't disagree, couldn't even breathe wrong without catching passive-aggressive glares or public callouts. Even seasoned performers with decades of experience were getting side-eyed for daring to offer feedback. Stagehands were literally swapping shifts to avoid her rehearsal slots. Wardrobe had to remake her costume 5 times because it allegedly didn't honor the feminist power archetype. One assistant choreographer reportedly called her the most exhausting person they'd ever worked with, ever. Then came the infamous New Argentina breakdown. The cast was deep into full staging when Rachel apparently stopped mid-song, flung her hands up, and shouted, "I'm not doing this circus anymore," before storming off stage. Dead silence. That's when someone finally said what everyone was thinking. She's got to go. Everything shifted fast after that moment. Cast members started documenting everything, not just mental notes, but written records, dates, quotes, tantrums. Some even filmed rehearsal snippets just in case things escalated. Spoiler alert, they did. This wasn't petty theater drama either. These were seasoned performers who knew the difference between diva behavior and full sabotage. When they approached producers, they came with receipts. A formal complaint allegedly signed by nearly half the cast laid everything bare. One line reportedly read, "Rehearsals have become unsafe, unproductive, and entirely centered around one person's emotional instability." Even that didn't trigger immediate reaction, so the cast took it further. According to multiple insiders, a group representing ensemble, supporting roles, and even a vocal coach marched into a private meeting with producers. Their position was crystal clear. This wasn't a suggestion, it was an ultimatum. "We're not going back on stage with her." Producers were stunned. One reportedly asked, "You're asking us to fire the lead?" The cast replied, "No, we're telling you we won't work if you don't. That's not mutiny. That's a wake-up call." Power shifted instantly. Rachel vanished for days. Rehearsals carried on without her. Scenes got reassigned. Stand-ins filled gaps. The production team started doing what nobody thought they'd dare, rebuilding the show around her absence. No announcements, no drama, just silence. And in theater, that kind of silence says everything. Rachel's name disappeared from call sheets before anyone said a word. No statement, no explanation, just gone. Her dressing room was reportedly cleared overnight. The backstage vibe? Lighter, sharper, focused. One cast member said it felt like air had finally been let back into the room. Producers went full crisis control behind closed doors. They reached out to Rachel's PR team, her agency. Someone allegedly floated introducing a co-lead format, splitting Eva between Rachel and an understudy. That idea got laughed out of the room. The cast wasn't budging, no compromise to be made. Rehearsals didn't slow down. If anything, they kicked into high gear. Leading the charge was a name nobody had paid attention to, a quietly competent understudy who'd been watching, listening, learning in the shadows. She knew every line, every cue, every step. According to crew, she didn't just step into the role, she became Eva overnight. No demands, no breakdowns, just pure grounded performance. Some said she was better than Rachel ever was. Momentum shifted instantly. The cast rallied around their new lead like they were building something worth protecting. Morale skyrocketed. People who once showed up drained started staying late. Choreography finally clicked. Harmonies locked in. It wasn't just a new performer. It was entirely new energy. But the outside world hadn't caught up yet. Rachel's fans still thought she was the face of Evita. Her Instagram, once filled with dramatic rehearsal selfies and cryptic captions about artistic growth, suddenly went dark. No stories, no likes, no live updates, just digital silence. Then, theater gossip accounts started buzzing. One TikTok video with over 2 million views claimed Rachel had been benched after a full cast revolt. The comment section went feral. She finally learned you can't gaslight an ensemble. Another, I'd pay triple to see literally anyone else. Hashtags started trending. Number Zegler out, number justice for Evita, number free the cast. Twitter turned into a battlefield. Some loyal fans rushed to defend her, claiming the cast was jealous or intimidated by her brilliance. But the overwhelming response? Relief. People weren't surprised. They'd seen the signs. Clips resurfaced from old interviews where Rachel shaded other actresses, interrupted co-stars mid-promo, corrected journalists in condescending tones, or dropped passive-aggressive one-liners about carrying projects on her back. One particularly viral clip showed her wearing a plastic crown in behind-the-scenes footage saying, "They'll hate me for this too." The replies were ruthless. "We already do. Congrats on manifesting your downfall." Even her fan accounts, yes, the ones that once called her the future of theater, started pulling back. Some stopped posting altogether. Others pivoted to praising the unnamed understudy. Memes flooded in, comparing the new lead to Rachel. Talent without tantrums. Eva but without the attitude. Finally, a revolution that works. Meanwhile, the official Evita account went suspiciously quiet. No new Rachel photos, no tags, no press clips, just vague rehearsal shots and a generic graphic announcing new creative direction. Fans pieced it together faster than producers expected. Rachel wasn't taking a break or reworking her character. She was out. Backstage, no one said her name anymore. She'd been edited out of the narrative, a ghost haunting a show that had moved on without her. While her team scrambled for PR strategy, the production was already moving toward previews with or without her. The curtain was going up. The new lead was winning people over fast. Industry insiders called her a revelation. Controlled, powerful, magnetic. One director who caught a preview run reportedly said, "This is what Eva Peron was meant to feel like." Word leaked to critics. Early buzz was glowing. The backstage mood? United, grateful, like a bad chapter had closed and the real show was finally beginning. Rachel remained silent. No interviews, no paparazzi shots, no red carpet appearances. Just gone. In this industry, that kind of disappearance doesn't scream resting. It screams damage control, burnout, or worse, blacklist. The official program quietly changed names. No announcement, no fanfare. Just one less name in spotlight and a new one in bold. Final confirmation, Rachel Zegler was no longer playing Eva Peron. For the cast, it was the reset they needed. For the production team, damage control finally kicking in. For Rachel, the harshest reality check of her career so far. Theater doesn't do second chances like Hollywood does. In film, a public apology and new stylist can rebrand a career in 6 months. In theater, it's about presence, respect, rhythm. You either fit the ensemble or break it. Rachel didn't just break it, she shattered it, then acted like the shards were art. Her critics had warned about this moment for years. The red carpet sound bites, chaotic interviews, passive-aggressive tweets wrapped in faux empowerment slogans. It worked for a while. Being young, loud, and self-aware was a brand. But theater demands more than brand. It asks for humility, collaboration, discipline. The cast wasn't asking her to be quiet. They were asking her to be part of the team. She couldn't or wouldn't deliver. People close to the production say she's still trying to salvage the fallout. Her team has reportedly pitched creative burnout as the official exit reason. Others suggest she voluntarily stepped back for personal growth. But no one's buying it. Not when entire scenes had to be rewritten. Not when staff refused her hours. Not when half the cast signed documents to get her out. Insiders say the replacement actress is being protected. No name, no spotlight, at least for now. Just rehearsal footage whispered about in theater circles. Apparently she's electric, charismatic, grounded, razor-sharp with lines. The crew calls her a leader without the ego. Some even say she saved the show. While producers scrambled to redirect press, critics are quietly being invited to first previews. If she delivers what insiders claim, it won't just be a comeback for Evita, it'll be the debut of a new star. Rachel's fans are split. A handful still claim conspiracy. She was pushed out for being too visionary or too strong. But most have gone quiet, tired of defending chaos. The tide has shifted. Even fan edits have slowed to a trickle. The sparkle's worn off. What's left isn't a misunderstood genius. It's someone who treated a legacy production like a personal pet project and expected the industry to applaud. The silence speaks louder than any press release. No one from production has defended her. No former co-stars have praised her work ethic. No fellow actors have tweeted support. The PR machine has gone still. And in this business, that's not oversight. It's intentional. Some say she's already lining up new projects. Something small, probably streaming or indie film. But it's unclear whether studios want the risk. The Evita fallout isn't just a minor blip. It's a cautionary tale. Her name, once associated with fresh talent and fierce presence, now rings with tension. Directors don't want headlines. They want harmony. Rachel has proven she can't guarantee that. What makes this burn deeper is how close she came to something remarkable. She had the part, the stage, the audience waiting to be won. She blew it, not from lack of talent, but because ego replaced effort. She had a chance to lead, inspire, grow into something great. Instead, she stormed off stage mid-song, shouted down critics, and expected loyalty to follow. Theater doesn't work that way. You don't get applause for volume. You get it for consistency, timing, generosity. Rachel had the tools. She just never learned how to use them without setting the room on fire. Now the show moves forward without her. The cast feels reborn. The director reportedly called the new version the most collaborative production of my career. Even crew members who once dreaded their shifts are arriving early, staying late, actually laughing backstage. The production found its rhythm. The one person missing from that harmony? Rachel. She once tweeted, "This role will change me." Maybe she was right. It didn't make her stronger. It made her vanish. In a world where reputation travels faster than talent, Rachel Zegler became the headline no one wanted to click. No matter what her team does next, that shadow will follow. Because when the curtain rose without her, the show went on.